What's going on, wrestling fans? It is I, Steve Fall, and welcome to Tank Out. On today's edition, I feel like I should dance a little bit because I'm talking to Savio Vega. How are you doing today?
How you doing? How you doing, man? Thank you for having me here.
Oh,
And hey, and all the fans that are watching us right now, whatever time you watching and wherever you are in the world, thank you very much. And the speak Spanish people, a la gente que nos está viendo en español también, así que muchas bendiciones, muchos saludos. Aquí está tío Savio Vega.
Oh my God, it is an honor to be sitting here talking to Savio Vega today because there is so much history with you in professional wrestling from every organization. But my introduction to you is Quang.
Yeah.
Yes, Quang. Now, do you enjoy wearing that mask and the green mist as well? Because that is a tradition for many superstars.
Yeah. Well, when I started in the beginning of my career, I started using a mask. Because it's like that called the attention of the beginners. I used the mask when I started in Capital Sport Promotion, which is WWC, and I used the name El Corsario, and I used the mask for I don't know, maybe 2 years. But prior to that, I was using the mask in my beginnings. Here running around the island, and when they decide to put Savio Vega or TNT, because it wasn't TNT. Savio Vega, TNT under a mask because I was using the paint. They don't want to use the paint in WWF by the time. So they say, what about put you a mask and call your name Quan? And what I was like, a Quan? That's like an Oriental name. I said, yes. And I said, well, I was looking for the logistic of the gimmick, what the gimmick is going to have, how the gimmick is going to work, the character, whatever. And martial arts, you're a martial arts guy, so let's use that. And they put you on their mask. I said, okay, well, I need that mask with something covering the eyes because I have nothing. The only thing that I have maybe Oriental is the martial arts. That's it. Sorry, and they say, okay, so I still have somewhere the prototype of the mask that we did in that time. So one of the girls that soaring over there, she made that mask, and because it wasn't no mask, so I did my first TV as Quan with this type of mask. Then she started working on some of the mask, and I said, yeah, we need to cover the eyes. Nobody can see my eyes. So, okay, I went to Mexico to make me more clothing, a new mask and all that gaga. And I was designing how I want the mask. So we come up with that mask. I make red ones and black ones, a blue one, a white one. But I use just red and black. But I was okay. The mask wasn't tight, nice material.
Okay.
And worked perfect for me. I love it. I love the character Quan because Quan was the TNT with the mask. So be able to do what I was doing, was okay. That character, I believe, was kind of a strong. Why I say that? Because the day that I wrestled Bret Hart on Monday Night Raw was tape. Remember, before was 1 week live, week tape. So we taped that match week after they showed it on television, and that match, particularly that match, break the record of ratings of that Monday Night Raw. And so that told me that character, the people believed that Quan could beat Bret in that match because could be like a title, match or whatever. But was a match to increase Bret more because he was having something with Hakushi, the Japanese guy.
Oh yeah,
but I love Quan. I love Quan.
Me too. I loved him so much. I love That's funny you say you cover the eyes because, for instance, Yokozuna was not Japanese, So but as a child, you're like, okay, he's Japanese, I guess. And years later, I'm like, wait a minute. He's not. You could have tricked me if you'd hit that mask on your entire life. I'd been like, wait,
Yeah,
Wang is
he's oriental. Who's that guy?
yes, he's not. He's not.
Yeah,
What is going on? But
yeah,
eventually, you did drop that mask and you showed up as Savio Vega, as
yeah.
Razor Ramon's childhood friend. Now, what was your
Yes.
relationship like with Razor Ramon, Scott Hall? Because coming in, suddenly you're thrust into a big position because he was a
Yeah.
main character.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, his soul, man. I met Scott here in Puerto Rico when he was the cowboy Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, big, huge monster, and he was coming here to wrestle, and we wrestled against each other. Then later we did a tag team too, and he's the one. He's the one to get me in WWF. Yeah, I was in Japan, and Yokozuna already they already was Kokina Rodney. We are in Japan. In Japan was Yokozuna or Kokina, Fatu, Sam, Bader, Bam Bam Bigelow, and me. That was the crew in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And sometimes they bring some other European guys. So by that 93, 94, we wrestled over there in Japan. And Bam Bam Bigelow was already going to WWF. Yoko already, they picked him to go there. Was Fatu there yet? And Bader and me. So I talked to Scott Hall, to Scott Bigelow, rest in peace, his soul too. I said, hey, tell him Razor, Scott Hall, that I say hello. So he went over there because he had to do something with the company. And when I see him maybe a month later in Japan, he say, hey, man, here Scott say hello and here his number. Call him this day. He going to be at home. I say, all right. So I call him and talk to him. Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, man, we, chat a little bit. He said, hey, I talked to the old man and I catch you a tryout. I said, what? I said, wow, brother. Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm in Japan. So we check the dates. I say, I'm in Japan. I coming from Japan that same weekend that you guys going to do TV in Syracuse, New York. So I'm going to talk to the Japanese office to fly me to instead to Puerto Rico, fly me to New York, to Syracuse. Good, done. Then WWF, fly me to Puerto Rico. Say yes. And I did that. I did my first match tryout, and when I come back from the ring, Scott was waiting for me in the back, and he chopped me. As soon as I walk in, he chopped me hard, on the chest. I look and say, what was it? He said, what the hell is that? I said, what do you mean? Where's the TNT that kicked my ass in Puerto Rico? Where's that TNT? I said, well, I just want to do, I want to, don't want to be tough or rough or whatever. No. Bring me that TNT. I said, okay, I will. He said, tomorrow you have another tryout. I said, all right. So I bring TNT next day, and I did the heel stuff, the kicking and blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
So come back, he said, that's the TNT that I want to see. I said, all right, man. And after that, they sent me home. And I was home for, I don't know, man, 4 months. We doing nothing. I canceled Japan because they told me they're going to bring me to the company. So I was doing nothing with nobody, but I was starving. I was starving, and so I called one day the office with the lock. The Pat Patterson was there in the office, so I talked to the Ann Russo. I remember. I said, "Listen, I need to talk to somebody because if you guys gonna give me a job or not, because I'm starving here." So he say, give me a second. I'm going to put you one of the executives. And Pat come up. I didn't even know Pat by the time, So he said, I'm sorry. I remember they working on Survivor Series or something like that.
Yeah.
So, and I said, man, what's going on? I'm starving here. He said, don't worry. We've been having some troubles with blah, blah, blah. But we're going to call you. I said, well, when? Because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So they called me, yes. And I don't know how long after that. Wasn't too long. And you coming this day, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, no problem. I went there with them. They sent me back home. So I I just bought a ticket and went to Mexico because now I know how the character is going to be. Because I wasn't in a full roster yet. I just do the TV. So I went to Mexico 1 week that we are off to make the new costume. So I land on Monday. Soon I land, my wife was a message. My wife says, call the WWF. Well, I called tomorrow because it was night already. So I called next day, and Russo say, Quan? I said, yes. He said, you need to be, I don't know, was in Texas. So I don't know where's the Survivor Series at that time. And she said, you need to be, let's say, San Antonio on Thursday. I'm like, well, I just arrived in Mexico, and I'm coming back home Friday. And she said, don't worry, you need to be there. So change ticket. By that time you could change the ticket. Like nothing happened. You go there. Hey, I supposed go to this place. So I supposed to leave on Friday, but I need to leave Wednesday. They changed the ticket. It wasn't no problem by that time. Now it's a pain. Yeah. Now it's a pain. So I changed my ticket. Ronda, a Monster Reaper. She was kind of, rest in peace, soul too, man. Man, we lost so many great people. So as she helped me in that. That night, I just rushed the Monday night. I rushed to the guy to make the costumes. I said, brother, I need to take whatever on Wednesday because I was supposed to leave on Friday. So he made me masks, he made me boots. That guy worked fast. Couple of things. About 4 o'clock in the morning, he arrived at a hotel with a bunch of stuff. So I need to, from there, straight to the airport. Went to the airport. I land here in Puerto Rico on Wednesday, and Thursday, boom, fly back. Now that's when my beginning with WWF start as a traveling, crazy travels and stuff like that. I was doing that going to Japan, but was like the tour every month, maybe every 2 months. So easy. But this time it's like, go home, next day, get up, pack again, get out. So that's what I did.
Oh,
and then, brother, from that, from that moment on, I never was a weekend in Puerto Rico. They put me in a full roster. That's when another guy, rest in peace, Ludwig Borga.
Yeah,
he was with us in Japan. I met him in Japan too. So then he went to WWF. So he broke his own ankle, and that's when they called me. They say, Quan, they said, yeah, you wrestle and the Survivor Series show. I was like, okay, yeah, Borga, was an accident, blah blah blah. So you taking his place? I said, all right. So from that moment on, I was full on the A roster everywhere. All over the world. So I started knowing the guys. Many of the guys I didn't even know who they are. Half maybe yes. So that's when I started working, and I got lucky because I know Yokozuna already. No Fatu was the Sultan. No Bam Bam Bigelow, no Scott Hall. That's when I met Taker, Papa Shango, and step by step everybody. Make good friends with everybody. Have a good time. Traveling, you name it, man. Was good. Was great.
That's outstanding, man. Just from, hey, we need you. I think we need you. Oh, we're not going to call you. We're going to call you. We need you. Yeah. But maybe for like a house show. Oh, no, it's her Survivor Series. We need you here now with your outfit.
So it's like, yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. What's happening? Like, this is craziness.
And listen to this. They say, well, the Survivor Series, let's go. I just come in, I don't know what number, Diesel, I believe it was Diesel inside. I just come in, we did blah, blah, blah. I just spinning kick him. He hold the ropes, took a bump. When he get up, I believe he give me the boots, fly over the rope right away.
Oh, that's the 1994 Royal Rumble you're talking about.
Oh, so yeah? Okay. I wasn't sure. About my beginning, I didn't even know.
Of course, yeah, it's 94 Royal Rumbles.
94? Okay.
You made your debut, because eventually, eventually 2 weeks later, you're talking about your Bret Hart match would be about 2 weeks later on Monday Night Raw. On the
no. That match with Bret was, I don't know, was way after,
Oh, way
way
after your
after.
debut.
Yes,
Oh, okay,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
because
yes, yes,
I know Harvey Whippleman and Adam Bomb. There was a whole
yes.
big
Yeah,
grouping,
exactly.
a little stable there. But the Bone Street Crew is something you kind of mentioned a little bit there. You met Taker, you already know Yoko, and then you have the Head Shrinkers. You
Yeah,
have Papa Shango, the
yeah.
Godfather,
The Garwins. Yeah,
the Godwins. How does that group come together? Because obviously you're traveling everywhere together, so you need family, which become your friends become your family on the road.
yeah. Oh
How
yeah,
does that
big time
come to
brothers.
be?
Well, like I say, like you mentioned too, I know all these guys. So Yoko was a great friend of with Mark, and we are in. They have something. They come in working together a little bit before that I arrived. So Yoko know me, so he introduced me takers. Hey, TNT from the Puerto Rico island, blah blah blah. So we became friends. Now the Garwins arrive, and man, I don't know, we all click together. Pam 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 pam. Good friends. We take care of each other. We travel together. I was with Harper Whippleman, and the company, switched me to Fuji because I was putting the we call him the diaper, the big gimmick of Yokozuna, the sumo strap
Yeah.
around him, and Fuji was doing that, but you need somebody to pull a straw, and Fuji was all already, and he said, well, get somebody to do it. So they teach me how to do it. They start getting one of the soldering girl to do that. So it's another ticket. Well, let's teach Kwan how to do it. He's gonna be in the row with him. At the same time, Mr. Fuji, he started watching my matches. He say, "Hey, come on, come on." He say, "I'm gonna watch your match." I say, "Okay." So I did my match, and soon I come back. I went straight to him. He's sitting down with his speeding cup and putting ice in his knees, and hey, come on. And he explained me, hey, you doing this, okay, but this. And I said, okay. He said, tomorrow, let's do it again. So tomorrow, they did it again and start fixing, timings and this and that and that. Till one day he said, you got it. I say, okay. I say, all right. I come in already with a timing to wrestle in Puerto Rico. But the timing over there was, something different. So he teach me that. I said, man, thank you. And I love Uncle Fuji. Rest in peace, his soul too. And man, every time I do some interviews and I mention all these people, I have to say that and make you sad, when people that was with you, next to you, helping you, talking to you, laughing with you, and now they're gone. And it's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I think, as I believe, everyone's still with us.
Yeah,
They helped you, and they made you who you are today. Without them, you
yeah,
wouldn't be where you are in life
yeah,
now.
yeah.
So really, I believe that each Mr. Fuji or even Yokozuna, these people who are no longer with us, technically, their memories still live among us.
Oh,
Their souls still live with us. So it's great to hear that you're still talking these positive stories about Mr. Fuji. Because when I hear stories about Mr. Fuji,
love him.
you always hear ribs. You always hear
Oh
Mr.
yeah,
Fuji
yeah, yeah,
rib.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
got any Mr.
Yes.
Fuji ribs?
Oh, yes. Because we, start traveling together. I switched from Harvey with them. I was driving. I love drive, and Yoko always they rent him a big Cadillac or big whatever car, and I love it. So was Yoko next to me and Fuji in the back. Soon Fuji sit down in the car. He just went. He's out, and Fatu, Rikishi was with us too. So sometimes in the front is Fatu and me. Yeah, Yoko. Sometimes he go in the back. We push the seat, to the front, and whatever. We have fun. We just travel all over the United States, Europe. Let's say all over the world, and yeah, Fuji. He talked to me about some rips that he did. He was ripping before I arrived. Yoko. We stay in this hotel. I don't know where. We stay in this hotel. That hotel have two rooms and two different doors. And here Yoko went to sleep, and Fuji grabbed a chair and put the chair next to him in the bed. and pick up the table and put the table over him. On top, put another chair. He started, putting stuff. So he say when Yoko get up, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So when he saw a bunch of stuff, he's like, okay, you're leaving me. So, he take everything down. Yoko fell asleep again, and Fuji come back and put everything again on top of him. He did that couple of times. He mentioned me another. I love that one. They went to Singapore, and we went to Singapore, and Fuji said, "Hey, come on." He said, "You remember the joke that I told you that happened here in Singapore?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's the guy." He said, "That's the guy." So it was an old man there. What he did was him and Tanaka. They wrestled in Singapore, and so they went to drink after the show, and they ripped this guy, local guy. They hammer him. He was drunk. Out. Let's go back to the hotel. So the guy went to his bed, to his room. Next day, they leaving, go home. Here comes Fuji out of the room. He was next to him, and the guy was outside. What Fuji did when he arrived early to go, party, he unlocked the window of the guy's room. He don't know. So they left, come back with him drunk. Guy passed out. Fuji come back from his balcony, jump on his balcony, opened the window, and took a crap at his chest.
Oh, no.
And the guy's drunk. He's sleeping and go all over the place and blah 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 blah. So when Fuji leave in the morning, the guy's outside all pouring shit, and he's like, "What happened to you?" He said, "What happened to you?" He say, "I don't know how you did it, but you did it, you son of a bitch." He's like, "I don't know. I was out. What? You do shit." He said, "No, I don't." And Fuji's like, "Oh, man, I'm sorry." He said that. I was a mess. And he another time, he was training these guys, and he said, "I know they hungry all the time, so I make these sandwiches." He said, "Here, sandwich." Everybody was eating that. "Oh, no, nice. You eat. Everybody's eating the sandwiches. Was sandwich made out of cat food. They got the gimmick and you smell maybe like chicken or tuna or whatever, and it was feeding cat food, like a ham or so. I don't know. He was crazy. He was crazy.
My
I love Fuji, man. Love him.
Dude, crap on his chest. That's amazing.
He told me one time too. They type this guy just for fun and paint him. They almost kill him because he can breathe or whatever. They body whatever.
Fumes.
Yeah, they almost killed the guy. He was heavy jokes.
Wow. When ribs go wrong. Oh my. Geez, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah. Now, there's a memory I have clear as day. It's the 1995 King of the Ring. And Razor Ramon, on storyline at least, he's injured. So you have to take his place in the King of the Ring tournament. You wrestled not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times in one night. Now, first off, were you designed to win that tournament?
Making history. That's the first time that I wrestled, in WWF was wrestled 4 times.
It's crazy that you did that. Now, what's your cardio like heading into this? And also, were you ever going to actually win? Because I know Mabel was being lined up to take on Diesel at SummerSlam that year, but was it a design? And again, 4 matches in one night, that's got to put a toll on you.
Yeah, and not just that. When I arrived, they told me, "Hey, you're going to wrestle, pay-per-view because, Scott is injury, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Okay, no problem." When Sume arrived, Jack Lanza called me. He was my agent. Said, "Savio, come on." I said, "Yeah." He said, "You're going to wrestle 4 times. This happened, blah, blah, blah." I said, "Okay, no problem." And he said, "Well, I'm going to give you, the details one by one." I said, "No, give me all together." He gave me all the four matches, all the finishes, right there. He said, but you sure? I said, don't worry, I got it. So the first, to be in the tournament, I have to beat IRS.
Yeah.
In the first match, pay-per-view, I believe was out of the pay-per-view, something like, well, whatever.
It was the pre-show before the event
Yeah,
even happened. They
exactly.
called the free-for-all, which on the pay-per-view channel, you could watch it.
Yeah, and I wrestled him. First match, if you see that match, I took a bump to the hard camera side, and I hurt my cartilage right away. When I took the bump, bad bump, I took a bump, sit on the floor, and I went forward and crushed my cartilage, whatever. I mean, I was in pain, but I say nothing, jump in the ring, we finish the match. Nothing happened here. So in the back, I'm like, motherfucker. Well, so they say, well, it's gonna be open the pay-per-view, then you wrestle Yokozuna. So Yokozuna was easy to do it, and let's do it. I was already warm, hot. We did it, whatever, and it was good, easy, good match with Yoko. Now it's like, now Savio could make it all the way to the top, was a big question, and that start working because the people start believing, well, he win IRS, oh, he's in now. Oh, Yokozuna, now it's like, then was Double J, I believe was. Yeah, and Roddy maybe, I don't know. Well, so I did that match too. Now Savio said the last against Mabel. Let's see what happened. So they put in like a Rocky gimmick. They showed the statue and blah blah blah. It was okay. It was good. I love it. I was sharp in my cardio. I was doing. I remember I come in already as Quine for maybe a year, something like that. 9 months, let's say. I don't know. Then later I was doing the Savio Vega too. So I was training hard. I was hungry, I was training the cardio inside the ring, that 20 by 20, I was running like a nothing. And I was doing, and I still do it what I love, which is wrestling, and on top of that, you there making some money, traveling the world, doing what you love, man, what else? So, I did a great match. I believe was good. The what they did to with me there, and I'm happy.
That was a great night. That was a great night for all us Savio Vega fans because again, like you said, you beat IRS and you're like, okay, he's replacing Razor. He's just in here to replace Razor. And then you're like, okay, and then you're like, oh, well, he's beat Yokozuna. He's a former world champion. Oh, okay. And then as you kept going through, you're like, wait a minute, he's beating big time talent here, and you get to the finals. But yet you were, as the story goes, slowly you're like, can he do it? Can he do it? But yet you're wrestling 4 times, and these are not small men you're taking on. These are Mabel, Yokozuna.
Yeah.
I believe you're right about the Rhodey or the Jeff Jarrett, one of them. And then of course IRS. So these are no slouches in the ring either. So
good professional people. Which they did what they have to do, and I did my part. So it's together. That's the work and the power that we have together to make magic inside the ring.
I believed that night. I believed, but Mabel squashed you because that man he's a massive behemoth.
Big monster.
Ooh, big guy. But I think from this, they always had trust in you, but the trust really, I feel like for you comes in '96, where suddenly you're showcased in the storyline with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you have WrestleMania 12 match. You have a Caribbean strap match in the dark. You fight constantly, but yet, what is that Caribbean strap match like in the dark? Because Beware of Dog in your house pay-per-view, you're supposed to go out there, have a match. The lights go out, the power goes out, but yet you still have a Caribbean strap match in the dark. Now, who can even see you the first 3 rows, and yet you are
you can see
each other down.
Yeah, you can see when if you see that, zoom the camera, the director punched the camera on me. That's the lighting right there. Bang! That was like the cue, and boom, everything dark. If you see the history that I have in the old WWF, help a lot of things here, because from that moment on, that's when they say we need to have generators all over the place every time we do a pay-per-view. So when the Caribbean strap match come on up with Steve and me, we start killing little time to see if the light pop up, So we are killing time, and they told me, hey, kill sometimes. The camera still had batteries, so they tape in a little bit. So I'm killing time around the ring here, there, So they have the security lights. So the eyes started adjust to the dark, a little bit. But anyway, it was lights around, so, you could see a little bit light, not like you want to see, but so we killing time. Here come Bruce. We already have, brother, I don't know, maybe more than 5 minutes. Yes, a lot more than 5 minutes. Doing somebody's calling me here, and yeah, I can't have it. So let me 1 second. I tell him that.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm busy. So so here come Bruce and says, guys, you need to start the match. And those in and out, killing the time, Steve swing the bell and catch me across my head, my back, my head, all over here. I mean, bam, because we are shooting, and he have the bell in the ring. And so he tried to guard me and blah, blah, blah. Well, he hit me so hard. I'm like, you son of a bitch. So when Bruce said, hey, guys, start. So we put the strap and we did the match. And that match, brother, was the best match, Caribbean strap match that we did. That match. And wasn't live, wasn't tape. I mean, tape a little bit. The second one was on Encore on Tuesday.
Yes.
When we finished the match, they told us, I mean, just wrestle. We tell you, if the light come out, just continue it like normal, Man, we finished the match, no light. The light come back at the last match, which was Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
So when we are in back, here come Pat and say, Savio, Steve, on Tuesday, you coming back to do that match because it wasn't shown on the pay-per-view. We are like, okay. We are all beat up. So they give us Monday free, no TV, and to be ready for Tuesday. And we did the Caribbean. We changed, a couple of things here, there. But we have the second one. And it was good too, they add, listen to this. That's when they add the club, the what's it called? The stipulation, yeah. In where if I lost, I gotta be the chauffeur. If not, Ted DiBiase leave. That's when he was already after the pay-per-view mentioned to the company that he leave to WCW. So they come up with that idea. And Pat says, Savio, do you sing? I said, sing? I said, no. He said, well, you're gonna sing this song, na 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 na. Try. I'm like, you I thought he was joking. He said, no, you're gonna sing. I said, it's me singing. In English, I didn't even speak English. and he said, well, let's do that. So that's what we did. And it was good. I mean, we have a good match, good chemistry from the beginning with Steve, because we coming from two different territories, but I always say that we have that chemistry because we study the same book of wrestling, basic. So, I mean, that basic with the ear, that's it. And we work inside the ring that way. And I mean, we have great matches.
Yeah. The first half of '96, you and Steve, I feel like on every pay-per-view are fighting each other multiple times, 3 times if I'm correct. And yet that Caribbean strap match, the first time in the dark, that is got to be like, oh, that was a great match. Well, it wasn't on pay-per-view, so whoopsies. Yeah. So now we got to do it again on Tuesday, like you said, on Encore, and beware of
that
Dog
was
2.
The real dark. Yeah, that was a real dark match.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
And I guess you said you are history because without that happening, the generators being brought to every event. So in reality, you are part of history forever. You suffered for the generators, for the next generation. So thank you for your service, Savio. I'll never forget that night because I've ordered that pay-per-view and you get the first match airs.
Yeah.
And then it's on pay-per-view, it just pops up and it's like technical difficulties for the next like hour and a half. And then out of nowhere, Shawn Michaels and British Bulldog suddenly pops back on. And yet when you ordered that pay-per-view on Tuesday, it was 3 matches had to be retaped. And that you were one of them, I believe. Undertaker and Goldust was another. and
Okay.
maybe someone else, because I know Vader and Yokozuna are also on that card. But yeah, there's a lot of history on that
Yeah.
event, though. A lot of history. But yeah, you did technically win the Intercontinental title in April of that year, but you used the championship behind the referee's back, so they didn't count it. And to me,
Yeah.
as a Savio Vega fan, I wanted to riot. I was very upset because, like, he did
Yeah.
it. He's Intercontinental champion. Yes. And then
Yeah.
wait. He's not Intercontinental champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you supposed to be Intercontinental champion?
Well, no, that's why when I hit it with the belt, that bring Gorilla Monsoon to say no, that match have to take place again because he cheated, blah 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 blah. I remember when we did that match was in San Jose, California. I remember that, and when we did that, we did the finish. The people just popped big time, like happy, yeah. And you could see my face there. I leave that moment like it was, I mean, you have to do it the right way. So yeah, blah, 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 knowing that when Gorilla Monsoon, come on, no, I win this, blah, blah, blah. So we did that. That TV was a Raw. Then we did, that's when we taped the same night we taped the other week, which was tape. That's when he win the title back. But the people was happy.
Yeah, I was happy and then angry. So
yeah.
You got me good. You got me good.
I never win a belt in WWF. I believe it's some guys that need belt to look complete, and some others don't need it. And I was happy, man, because that shit is heavy.
Yeah,
carrying your bag.
I bet. And I bet you go through customs and suddenly going through the metal detectors. Oh, what's this?
Yeah, you have to bring it out if you carry,
like, and hey, Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah,
like, oh, that's cool. But sir, you need to take your shoes off too and go through the metal detectors.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. But eventually, though, in '96, like, it seems like all of these people who you came in the company with in '94 are leaving for WCW. Yeah, Scott Hall leaves. Kevin Nash leaves. But what did you think of this storyline? Because you came in as Razor Ramon's childhood friend. Well, then they introduced fake Razor Ramon and fake Diesel. What were your thoughts on this?
I don't like it, and we mentioned, I said, don't they? I mean, maybe they look kind of similar, but I mean, they tried to copy the real guys, and it wasn't there. Wasn't there. So you see, they took it almost couple of months maybe, but I mean, well, it wasn't, and at the same time, what you doing that is like give to the real ones more power, because you can forget that they left. Let it go. That's it, and do what you have to do in the company. But having people impersonated somebody as a real, and because you own the names, it's like and right there, that's the perfect example. They never do that again.
Right. In movies, it happens randomly where an actor either passes away but this is not. Movies are completely different, I feel like, than wrestling because
way better.
For instance, like as Savio Vega, the character, as time goes on, Father Time gets us all. We all age, we all become older. In a movie, you can like CGI someone's younger face on your older body, and yet here you are. But yet in wrestling, you can't replace a character with another person because it's not the same thing. It's live entertainment versus a television program or a movie, but it's completely weird. Though eventually you join the Nation of Domination. I guess your good guy Juju's ran out and suddenly become a bad guy joining the Nation of Domination, but you had to work with Ahmed Johnson as well. And I've heard many stories about Ahmed Johnson, and one Mike Chioda told me recently where he was just hummed over the top rope and was sent to the hospital by him. What was your experience like with Ahmed Johnson? I loved him as a character, but also I didn't have to wrestle him.
Yeah, I know. Well, as a person, nice people. I believe I'm gonna see him at the end of the next month, maybe.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I talked to him about maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. I want to see him. But nice with him, man. I always have good chemistry and good friendships with him. Since the first day I see him, we are in this dressing room in Texas. I believe it was Dallas. And I was outside. Here come inside the dressing room, and to the crew was Take You there, Yoko there, all the BSK crew. And here come Ahmed Johnson. Soon Ahmed Johnson walk in. I say something to him I can't say now. But what's good? What's good? Friendship with him. Another time that we fly back home to his house, he bring me to his apartment too. He said, man, well, forget hotel. You stay here with me. We have good time in his area. We went to the gym. He took me to places around the house or whatever. But good people, man, good people. To me, I met, and we talk about wrestling too, because I have a little bit more experience, in the ring from Puerto Rico, and we talk and help each other too. So I did the turn with him in Madison Square Garden, in where a lot of Puerto Ricans come, and every time that we visit New York, they put me in that car, and I do interviews in Spanish, inviting the fans, blah, blah, blah. So it was good. What's great when I turned heel against Ahmed, man, the people boo big time. It's like, what the heck? And I love to be a heel. I love being a heel. So when they put me in the Nation of Domination, man, as a Quan, I enjoy my character because of the martial arts. When they put me as a Savio Vega, well, let's do Savio Vega. But when they put me in Nation of Domination, man, I love that character. I believe I went, I feel like I went to another level. And on top of that, after that, with the faction, they put me as a leader, leader of the Boricuas. So
Yeah,
now
Los Boricuas.
you put me in something that I coming from the island of Puerto Rico, and have the Boricuas. And Boricuas is an Indian name, from the Taínos, and they call them the Boriquen, the Boricuas. So I have next to me guys that we wrestle here in Puerto Rico so many times, that we grow up, as a youngers inside the ring. So we put it together, and man, we did what we did, and love it every second, because every time you have the chance to come with your flag, proud to be Puerto Rican, and doing what you're doing, man. Like I said in the beginning, that's fun. That's fun.
That's amazing, because I know even your first WWF action figure, you're in the Nation of Domination gear. You have the hat on, and you have the black tank top and the pants. So in reality, like that was your first action figure, and that's great. And then eventually Los Boricuas become it was like a gang wars. You had the DOA, you had the Los Boricuas, you had the Nation of Domination. Eventually, though, you started assisting D-Generation X. At the time, the new faction was Shawn Michaels and Triple H, Rick Rude, and China. Was there ever design to have the Los Boricuas become part of D-Generation X? Because it felt like you were always helping them.
Yeah, well, it was like a gang, or a crew on the side to do the dirty job, but wasn't the idea that I never mentioned to be part of them. They want to keep everybody like they did. They want to keep the D-Generation X over there, the Boricuas over here, the blah blah blah. But like I say, enjoying every second. I remember we did a vignette with rest in peace China, and because she speaks Spanish, and we are playing dominoes, and here comes China looking for us because she needs to beat up somebody, blah blah blah. And here she's coming. We did that vignette in Spanish, and we practice. Let's do this and let's do it again. Let's do it live, and great.
That's amazing. That's awesome to hear, because the China was such a great character as well, and so many great people worked with you, and you worked with them. It's outstanding. But there was another instance in the wrestling world where I thought to myself as a child, this is amazing. But as adult years have gone on, people go, well, what was the point of this? Brawl for all. That is something that, as a fan, I loved. Like I didn't question why this was here. I just was like, oh, this is really cool. And I think that's
something
the problem.
New.
Yeah, something new. And I think that's the problem with the Brawl for All. As years go on, they're like, well, this is scripted. This isn't scripted. Blah, 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 blah. Like, did you enjoy it? So why are you complaining?
Yeah. The only thing was the war between Vince Russo and Cornette, about that's a bad idea. Well, Vince want to do that because the MMA was around there. So why not? Why don't do something with this tough guy? We have a tough guy doing impersonating killers or whatever, So let's put them to fight each other. Let's see who's tough. So they did that. I remember I was my neck was injured, and I wasn't home the day Bruce called me. Matter of fact, I was doing therapy in my neck with the tan and eyes or whatever. And the phone rang and said, hello, from WWF. And Bruce said, Savio, we have an idea of this and explaining that we're going to pay this much and you win or lose, you make that money. That's an extra, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, yeah, you win. I said, yeah, I'm in. So later we're going to put together everything. I said, let's go. So finally, the idea start getting better and better. And we sit down one time in television, all the participate to put the rules because nobody know what rules they're going to use. So, Bro for All is going to be a fight between you guys. And it's going to be shoot. You're going to make this money, win or lose. And so they start, we don't need to use, I don't know how to use kicks. And Savio, he know how to kick. He gonna kill everybody here, So, okay, they cut the kicks.
Oh.
So, yeah, no kicks. Okay, what about knockouts? Okay, if it's a knockout, well, you win. So they start putting, what about takedowns? If you take downs, it's gonna be points. How much and da. So that happened. So we all together, come up with this and let's do this, let's do that. Boom. Okay, set up. This day, this is gonna be the first matches, and let's go. I believe I was one of the first ones with Boricuas, and after that they took me out. That's when I injured my neck again, and I don't see action. And long time because was every Monday the matches and wasn't so many matches to do. So I believe, I don't know, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 matches per show. The deal was that I didn't even wrestle in almost 3 months, because it was Mondays and weeks. So that helped my neck a little bit. Second match I did with draws, and I lost that match. And then I stay in the back watching, enjoying the rest of the matches. But I enjoy it, man. I love it.
Good to hear. Good to
hear.
Yeah. And the story goes, at least for, lore, or at least even in Dark Side of the Ring, they did a whole segment on this where Vince Russo pretty much was making it up so he could show JBL Bradshaw that he wasn't the toughest person in the locker room.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they talk about that.
And then the other angle was Jim Ross wanted Dr. Death Steve Williams to win because they were going to use this as a launching pad to take on Stone Cold Steve Austin, but yet that didn't turn out right either. It turns out a lot of people got injured in this Brawl for All, so good idea, good concept, but the takedowns really I felt like was a problem because all you had to do is just take someone down. Those were more points and punches.
Well, yes. The strong comment of Jim Ross having Dr. Death, to push him that he was the real tough guy, and he want to show Vince that yes, he was the guy that could beat everybody in the locker room. Everybody was kind of pissed with that because it's like I have 2 hands too, and so that was around comments with the boys, but nobody count on Bart Gunn, And Bart Gunn, his wrist is like, he was a monster, man. He's natural big guy, and nobody count on him, And man, he knocked everybody. He knocked everybody, I remember when he went, they say you going against Butterbean, for I believe it was $100,000 or something like that. He make through the time this type of money. If he win the top, he win a good money. So what he did, he went to train as a boxer. I remember I saw him. I said, what the hell are you doing? Because I'm coming from the Taekwondo and in trainings and stuff like that. I said, what the hell you did? I went to train. I said, you cannot lose weight like that. You need to keep you same weight, keep you like you are right now, because you're not coming to a long fight. And what he did, he lose weight. He went, you see what happened.
Yeah. knocked him right out.
He was weak. He was, I mean, he feel maybe strong, but I remember I saw him. I said, "What the hell are you doing? You're supposed to keep the same weight, just train hard, boxing or whatever, you know." But I mean, he trained like he was 200 pounds, and he have to go down to 150, you know, to box. And man,
I know that was unfortunate. I know at least people still believe that was punishment. Like, oh, really? You won this tournament? Dr. Death's supposed to win it. So guess what?
yeah.
You're fighting Butterbean now.
Oh,
And then, and obviously Bart Gunn trained, and you see the vignettes of him trained to become a boxer, but yet
yeah.
that could have been very well protected as someone whose new finisher could be just a knockout punch, and here is a new character you built.
Yeah.
But instead, it was great tournament. Half people got injured. Oh, Butterbean knocks you out, and we're never going to talk about this again.
Yeah, just scratch that. Put, you know, because you know the point is, like you say, if Bart win, I believe right there he become for the first time the real Superman punch, you know,
right, yeah.
Because by that time wasn't even Superman punch and stuff like that. So you imagine that he knocking everybody, even Butterbean at that time. I mean, wow, that's a big push right there. But I mean, he got knocked out. He's like, get the hell out of here.
I know. Never. He didn't recover from that, unfortunately. But
yeah.
But let's talk about what you're doing in the current world, because since the WWF career, you've done so much in the professional wrestling world. So, like, what do you have going on right now?
Right now, I have the IWA Puerto Rico. This is the company here in Puerto Rico, IWA Puerto Rico. You could go online and put iwapuertorico.com, and you see you could take it everywhere. We have a show every Saturday at noon. They call it Total Impact or Impacto Total in Español. And YouTube. You could go on YouTube and put right there on the bar IWA Puerto Rico and the logo of silver letters with black. Come on, subscribe right there. And it's in Spanish. The voiceovers in Spanish. You could put in settings the CC in English, so you could see what read what they're saying. So man, I'm happy with what we're doing. We got a local new generation kids, like I say, guys, grown old men, and they're learning. It's a new this is the second or maybe the third IWA. When I say that is because in 1999 we opened the company for the first time with Victor Quiñones, Miguel Perez, one of the Boricuas, and me. We closed about, I don't know, 2012 maybe, I don't even remember. And Miguel come back to try to do something and close. And so 2019, 20 years later, I opened the company again. And so far we are running. It's hard because the only television is YouTube, and we need like a local television, but they're so expensive. Before we have Telemundo, we did the first IWA. We have 4 hours of Telemundo from 1 to 3 o'clock Saturdays and Sunday. And you could go online and put IWA 2003 or 2004, and you're going to see houses packed left and right. I mean, crazy. I mean, that was crazy. Why? Because the concentration on the product was so strong. The wrestlers that we have experience. We have, in the beginning was Ricky Santana and me as a bookers, working with the company. Then later with the time, we recruit Dutch Mantel, then Luke Williams, and man, local guys. We have an editor that know how to edit wrestling. He have his head there. Victor Quiñones, of course, he knows about the marketing. I was working with the floor, the wrestling, the matches. I was in charge of all that area. I mean, it was a teamwork, and the stories that we run as a shoot here in Puerto Rico, the people buy it and love it. So right now we coming back with the same, but it's the total new breed of guys. So I'm training these guys right now as we work, week after week, and everybody have their characters. The people know who they are already. I mean, it's very, very interesting. I just invite the people that go there, go to YouTube and put right there on the bar, IWA Puerto Rico. IWA Puerto Rico, subscribe and watch what we're doing here in the island. I mean, is that, to be honest, just watch it, but listen to this. It's the hottest show on television, let's say television, right now in wrestling in Puerto Rico.
But all in all, it has been an honor and a privilege talking to you, Savio Vega, today.
Gracias.
It has been a great day for me, great day for you, great day for everybody. I cannot wait for everyone to see this interview. I want to say it's been an honor and a privilege. I've been Steve Fall. He's been Savio Vega. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Gracias, gracias.